Hi guys, so I haven't done a video for a while on the channel, so I was just sitting in the living room after training a client online, and I was just thinking about the last year. So my little boy is having his last day of homeschooling today, and he's back to school on Monday, and it just got me thinking about everything that I had managed to do over the past year or so. So as sad as it sounds, I just sat here and wrote some things down. So prior to December last year, I used to run two businesses. I ran a franchise and I ran my own business. I no longer run the franchise, but I did during the lockdown period of March to, like I say, December last year. I've worked out that across the 8 months, I roughly run around 125 classes online. Aside from that, I was also running some HIIT classes under my PT business, which is what the main business I now work on. Again, across the 11 months, that's worked out to about 90 classes roughly over that time, which is quite a lot of time, isn't it? And then on top of that, I also do my PT sessions one-on-one, and I've been quite lucky in the fact that I've been able to keep hold of roughly around 13 clients a week, give or take sickness or whatever, and holidays. But that works out across the 11 months. That is 550 PT sessions that I've done over the last 11 months online. So I know that I'm no Joe Wicks or anything like that, where I get thousands of followers and thousands of views and stuff like that, but I've still kept going for the sake of the guys who wanted me to train them basically during lockdown. Now, it is getting to the point now where it's starting to take its toll on me, like mentally and physically, because I think where my little boy's going back to school on Monday, as I said earlier, it sounds really weird, but whenever I get stressed out, well, it doesn't sound weird because I suppose everyone's the same, but when I get stressed out, obviously my adrenaline is constantly going. And it feels like my body has been constantly running on adrenaline for the last year since the pandemic started. And now where I know that he's going back to school, I've started to feel like this little bit of pressure being lifted off me slightly. And whenever that happens to me, I always come over absolutely exhausted. And I need more sleep, but I never get a chance to have more sleep because my boy gets me up early and we have to get up early for homeschooling anyway. And then obviously on top of that, I've been doing my own training. So I started bodybuilding in July. So what's that? So 8 months nearly, 8 months to the day since I started bodybuilding. I've been quite lucky in the fact that I was able to get some proper gym training in when lockdown lifted last year, but it was only 2 months. The other 6 months has all been me at home working out. And roughly I work out about 5 times a week with weights. The session can range from anywhere between an hour or up to an hour and a half. And then also I have to get some steps in as well, which works out roughly about an hour and a half or so, 2 hours walking a day. So I think that pretty much explains why I'm starting to feel so drained. I'm looking forward to my boy going to school next week for his sake more than anything, because he needs to see his friends. I want him to get back into a routine of like being taught properly with a teacher, and I can concentrate on my training with some peace and quiet. And then hopefully when the gym's open in April, I can get myself 2 seconds, guys. And then when the gym's open in April, I can get myself back down there and train properly and start to really push before I start to hit the shredding phase in June. So at the moment I'm bulking, I'm eating a lot of food. I struggle some days to get it all in, but I'll do what I have to do. So yeah, so I'll have a good 2 months or so, hopefully, of being able to really push it hard in the actual gym, and then I start to shred. So I suppose this video really is, it's just a massive thank you to everybody who has been able to support me in one way or another with either business that I've run. So either the franchise that I ran before or my own business that I'm still running now. To think about it written down like that, so like, you know, over 200 classes, 550 PT sessions. At the end of the day, if it wasn't for you guys still coming to me, my business would have stopped. And the thing with me as well is that I fell through the gap of being able to claim any money from the government. It's only now that obviously if you did a 1920 tax return, you can get some sort of grant. But again, I don't think I'm going to be eligible for that because technically my business hasn't closed. I've just had to adapt it and carry on working through. So, because I had to, because I was getting no financial help whatsoever. And I know so many people in my industry that have fallen through that gap. So we have worked extremely hard during lockdowns to keep getting our businesses out there and running, to keep people motivated, to keep people fit. It's so hard to keep people motivated through a screen. So I can't wait for boot camps to start on the 29th of March. But yeah, it will be nice to see a little bit of an end of these online sessions. They have worked well, but I'm at a stage now where I just want to start seeing people, like obviously socially distance, face to face, you know, get my gym open, get the clients back in the gym and just start to get myself back to the gym and start seeing some other people and start seeing some friends and it's just, yeah, I just feel like I've been hit by a truck the last few days. But what can you do? You just got to power on through. But this has certainly been, definitely the homeschooling that I started in January. This has been probably the most stressful 2 months of my life. Not being extreme, but I think it has been. Trying to make sure my son's being taught as much as he can, making sure that I'm keeping on top of my training, making sure that my business doesn't flop. I've tried to do loads of different things with my business to try and keep it running and keep it out there. So I've had merchandise produced. I've been working with other companies to try and run some classes for them. So for example, This Girl Can. There's another page called Actively Giving, which is a charity page. So I'm running an online class for them next week. I've tried to get myself in the press, so I've been in the paper and online. Yeah, I'm just trying to do what I can to get my name out there so that when things really start lifting properly and, you know, people start seeing each other face to face again, that people haven't forgotten about my business because, you know, there have been a lot of people, a lot of celebrities that have been running free stuff during lockdowns. And whilst I get that's amazing for the guys who obviously can sign up and do it for free, for small businesses like me, it has been an absolute killer because you can see all the people commenting on their posts, thousands of comments, thousands of likes. Well done to this person for putting on the classes, you know. But for me, yeah, it's been tough because I've lost custom to celebrities. And like I said, whilst I appreciate that because of financial reasons, people probably can't continue paying for a PT or an instructor during lockdown. It's one of them things like, well, if you don't support your instructor during the lockdowns, what's to say that instructor can survive the pandemic? And then when you want to start getting back outside in person again, you're not going to go to Joe Wicks and see him in person. It's going to be your local fitness instructor. So it has been hard. It has been challenging. It's played on my mind mentally, probably the same as everyone else. But what can you do? You just got to power on through. So this was just a video that I've made to put on my channel so that when I'm a little bit older and my son's a bit older and I tell him about this pandemic and I tell him about what we had to do, I can play this back. Look at how dreadful I look, to be quite honest. I look shattered and just look back and go, wow, I remember doing that and I remember being in a really tough place. But hopefully going forward, things are going to be amazing for everybody, for all those businesses that have had to stay shut, for them to get reopened and for them to get business booming again. So it's another long video, guys. Sorry, 9.5 minutes. I'm going to stop it there. Thank you very much for watching if you did all the way to the end. Again, thank you to everybody who has been supporting me during the last year or so. Yeah, watch this space. Things can only get better. Have a lovely weekend. Parents, if your children are going back to school Monday, enjoy. I'll see you soon. Bye.